Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hanantia Fedi Putra. My student number is 112. I want to tell about the ISAI, Unit 3, Process Design. Many chemical engineers feel that the process design is the most interesting kind of work in their profession. Certainly, the training chemical engineers receive in the college is more concerned with the design than with any other aspect of chemical engineering. Most of the information needed by the process design engineers is generated during the R&D phase, particularly from the pilot plant data, but that information is based on a small size equipment, whereas the production plan will contain full-size equipment. Adapting that data is known as scale-up. This is always a mathematical technique, but the exact producer used depend on the type of equipment being scaled up. Procedure for doing job are available in textbooks and handbook and may frequently be found in manufacturers' catalog and other such literature. Almost any chemical process plan includes a vast array of pipes and vessels with another odd shape piece of equipment here and there. Open vessels are usually called tank top, but then hit they are sometimes called kettles. Plant that process large quantities of liquid raw material such as petroleum refining plant often have a number of enormous tanks arranged in an area known as tank farm. When the content of these tanks are flammable, they are usually sorry, they are usually embankment of earth called digs around them. If the tanks leak and the material catch fire, the flaming liquid cannot spread over the entire plant, as it did in the early disasters. Piping is an important part of any chemical process plant because there is so much of it. Most home piping is of a small size and is put together by screws thread cut into the pipe. Screwing section of the pipe together is easy to do with a small size pipe because it can be easily handled. But the pipe used in the process plant generally ranges in size from 2 to 12 inch in a diameter, and section of such pipe may weigh many hundred of pounds or kilogram. Large diameter pipe is put together by means of welding or pipe flanks. When the flanks are used, they are usually welded to the end of pipe. The flanks have a ring of holes around them so that two flanks can be bolted together with a gas in between flanks. Have two advantages. First, welding can be done on the ground or in a shop. Second, the pipe can be easily disassembled for inspection or replacement. The disadvantages are that the joint sometimes leak and the flanges are expensive. Welded pipe is harder to assemble because the weld must often be made while the pipe is high on in the air in the upward position. But weld joint will not leak, and welding is a cheaper way of assembling pipe than flanges. However, the pipe must be cut and re-welded if it has to be opened for inspection or if it is necessary to replace faculty section. Pipe is made with a wall of various thickness. Thicker walls are required to carry material under high pressure. Part of the design engineer jobs to calculate the pressure of a pipe. Will have to withstand and specify walls of the proper thickness. There are a number of pipe fighting use all piping system when a pipe must change 90 degrees in direction. A pipe elbow or 90 degrees L is employed. 45 degrees L change the direction by 45 degrees. When one pipe join another at ring angles, the juncture is made with a pipe T. A pipe cross join four piece of pipe. Pipe of two different size can be connected by reducers or pipe reducing fittings. When pipes must be joined at the sharp angles, a pipe lateral fitting is used. As with the pipes, vessel that withstand high pressure must have extra heavy walls. These are known as pressure vessel and must be carefully designed and constructed. Failure in a pressure vessel may result in an explosion with a large piece of the vessel flying around the planes, a circumstance extremely dangerous to the personnel and destructive to equipment. Therefore, the design and construction pressure vessel is usually defined as those containing above 50 lbs square inch, 1.1 I mean 0.01 kilogram force or 100 kilopascal kiloforce per square centimeter or 100 kilopascals is usually regulated by law known as pressure vessel and codes. Any governmental body may write in its own code. In the United States, most areas adopt the pressure vessel code of the American Society of Mechanical Engineers, or ASMA, which is then enforced by governmental pressure vessel inspector. This code defines the way in which a design engineer must calculate vessel wall thickness and shafts, and also set up fabrication procedures to be followed during construction. Welding, for example, must be done with extreme care and skill. Generally, welders who work on pressure vessel must pass this special test and are then known as certified welders. After a vessel has been designed and built, it must pass a pressure test and conducted under conditions spelled out to pressure. Vessel code. Because the complication surrounding pressure vessel, the process design engineer usually design only large or specialist vessel. Smaller ones can be pushed in a standard size for manufacturer who specialize in such equipment. This vessel carry a special nameplate certifying that they were built according to the code and they have passed the required test. The Sydney process plant equipment requires more than scale up or the following design code. It also means specifying the material can be used for equipment. Actually, the material must be separate strengths of the various material of the construction. Most chemical, most chemical process equipment is built from the ordinary steel, called mild steel or carbon steel. But many chemical attack mild steel causing corrosion. When it is it a problem, the design engineer usually turn to stainless steel, an alloy of iron, nickel, and chromium. Some stainless steel contain other metals such as molybdenum that give alloy greater strength. The resistance to the corrosion or another design property when the corrosion problem are to resolve for stainless steel. The engineer may choose alloy that contains large quantities of nickel, known as high nickel alloy. This special alloy are usually sold under a trade name. Some are Halastoy, Incolloy, and Inconel, and may cost as much as several dollars a pound. Some process conditions require more specialist metal like titanium, tantalum, or zirconium. They are called exotic metal and are also very expensive. In addition to metal, the design engineers has lots of non-metal to choose from. These include glass, plastic, graphic, and ceramic, lawn in or a combination like glass line, steel, or rubber lines plastic. The graphic used in a process plant is usually impregnated with a plastic and is known as impervious graphite. This, there are limitations to be used of non-metal. Most are not as strong as metal, so they can use for high pressure equipment or can they withstand high temperatures. A process plant is usually designed in several stages. After the research and development has been done, the before decision is made to a full-size plan. A final economic evaluation must be made. Of course, economic evaluation were made were made before and during the R&D work, but they could be little more than the educate guess. The first time there's enough information to make a firm estimate and the cost of the plant and the cost of producing the product is when R&D is complete. The cost of the final product is based of two things: capital investment and operating cost. The first of the cost of the land plan, the plan and its auxiliaries such as railroad spurs, electrical power line, and sewage treatment facilities. Include here is is the cost of the is the total of this cost. A lot sum of money that must be available at one time is the capital investment. The second operating cost includes the expense of running the plant after it's built. The raw material, labor, and supervisor, maintenance, shipping, and so on. To determine whether or not an operation will be profitable, the design engineer must calculate the rate of the return or the return on the investment or the ROI as to follow. Percent ROI is net annual income, mean net annual depreciation, and capital investment plus R&D cost. Annual depreciation is annual loss in the value of the plant and its equipment owing the wear and obsolescence. In the chemical process industry, it is common to require that the project have an estimated ROI at least 20% after income tax before it will be above for construction. The end. Thank you very much.